So this is the second half of chat number 333, and it was titled Ways to Keep Your Busy Life on Track. So I am officially done with Thanksgiving. We had one. We were sent some Thanksgiving leftovers on Thanksgiving Day from another family, from our son-in-law's family, because we were working on the deck, and we had been working hard all day long. John and Alyssa worked much harder the second day, shoveling out the 4 tons, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, 4 tons of gravel for the space that we were making. But we were gifted with a smaller version of a Thanksgiving dinner actually on Thanksgiving, and then we had our family Thanksgiving today. So I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but usually every year, sometime in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then for sure after the new year, I try to do like a mini detox, like some kind of a little detox. And by detox, I don't mean taking strange pills to make your body do things. I don't mean, drinking like laxatives. I don't mean doing any of that weird, wild stuff to detox. And Barbara says, what does the apron say? It says Queen of Everything. Because I am the queen of everything, Barbara. Just kidding. Okay. So yeah, Sarah says, detox, please. I need help. Okay, first let me say, this is for 3 days. This is a little mini detox, and it's just kind of a kick your body, back into normalcy, as you get ready for Christmas and New Year's. You can do this again after New Year's. I know, Barbara, thank you. You can do this again, after New Year's. You can do it anytime you want to, but it is simple. It only lasts for 3 days. You don't have to do anything crazy. You're not going to be taking any weird chemical-y things. And this is everything I'm going to talk about is things that you can find, things that you should have. It's nothing weird. Again, nothing chemical-y, nothing, I don't know, just none of those weird, like, now I'm going to get like 100 ads for detox products on Facebook. I hope y'all understand that. The fact that I'm saying the word detox like 50 times in this second half, I'm going to get ads for detox things. Nothing like that. So this is all simple. It's all things that you should be able to find. Okay, so many of you have just finished 3 days of leftovers, okay? We just had our Thanksgiving with family today. Good news. I already told you this in the first half. I enjoyed the meal. I enjoyed everything that I wanted to. I did not eat anything that I didn't want to. Things that I could have every day, did not eat them. And I was full, but I was not miserable when I left. I have spent many years in the past literally having to take a nap, literally so full and so miserable that I was miserable. You just couldn't do anything but take a nap. So trust me, I was full when we left, but I wasn't miserable. Again, both buttons on my pants are buttoned, okay? So even though I didn't go overboard, we have had 4 days off, and we have had 4 days full of salt, highly processed foods. I mean, wickedly processed foods. And then the delicious, buttery, sugary goodness that is my sister and my sister-in-law. So we have had 4 days of that. So it's time for me to have a good 3-day detox. Who's with me? So is there anybody that's with me? Anybody that needs a quick, just a 3-day little kind of, kind of calm yourself down, from Thanksgiving deal. So if you're with me, hang in. If you're not, I still hope you'll hang in. Okay. So and Sarah's in. So I'm doing my Turkey Day Easy Detox Wednesday. So I'm doing mine Wednesday through Friday of this week because, and Haley says me, but I'm doing, and Barbara says yes. So I'm doing mine Wednesday, and the other Barbara says yes. I'm doing mine Wednesday through Friday of this week because hashtag one foot in front of the other. Those are the days that I can have my food ready. And Elaine says, yep. Mary's interesting. Sandra's, yep. Those are the days that I can have my food ready. I have a little more control over those 3 days. And it's squeezed in between 2 other days where we would either have the girls with us or, they would either be with us or we would be with the girls. Okay, so it's a little, kind of a little in between. And check me out. already doing my homework. So this is one little thing that I can do during the holidays, that I can just take little baby steps and just put one foot in front of the other and feel like I have some success this holiday season. Okay, so here are my top 8 easy to do detox ideas. So I tried to make it an odd number because odd numbers are more fun. Couldn't do it. It's 8. Okay, so live with it. It's just 8. And if we get done before 9 o'clock, we can have a quick question and answer session if you want to, or I would be happy to go home since we have a busy day tomorrow. Okay, so number 1, I want you to ban the blue light. And I'm not talking about wearing, like, these are blue light glasses. So these glasses help to tone out the blue light. And it's funny because I can actually see where it's blocking the blue light when I'm looking at a computer screen. But I want you to ban the blue light. I'm not talking about not being on your phones at all for 3 days, okay? So calm down. Me included, I'd be hyperventilating if I meant for 3 days. But I want you to put down your computer, your phone, your tablet, your Kindle, whatever it is, for at least an hour before you plan to go to bed. So just put it down an hour before you plan to go to bed. It's going to give your eyes a 3-day break right before bedtime, because believe it or not, that blue light it stimulates your brain in a way that's just not good. So if just for those 3 days, if you can just put that away, even if you usually read like a Kindle in bed before you go to bed, for 3 days, just put it away, put all that blue light away, television, everything, for an hour, at least an hour before you plan to go to bed. It's going to help with a better night's sleep. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours can actually help your brain rest and reorganize. So I don't know what you all think happens when you're asleep, but when you're asleep, your brain is doing a lot of things. It is resting because it is still running all of your organs. It's still making you breathe. It's still making blood pump, everywhere. But it's resting because you work it out. However many hours a day you are awake, you are constantly working your brain. So this gives it time to rest and kind of reorganize itself. And believe it or not, that helps. Resting and reorganizing your brain helps your body to eliminate some toxic substance, some toxic waste compounds that it gathers during the day, that develop in your body each day. So it actually helps your system, because again, your brain is running all these other systems. So when you're kind of shut down for the evening, when you're kind of shut down and sleeping, hopefully 7 to 9 hours a day these 3 days, it's going to help your body naturally get rid of toxic substances that you just collect during the day. Okay, number 2, I want you to limit or eliminate the alcohol. Calm down, everybody. I know some of y'all are going to be, oh, but a glass of wine before bed's totally fine, or or I just have a beer, or I just have this or whatever. I'm not asking you to stop having alcoholic beverages. I'm asking you for 3 days to give your body a break. So just for those 3 days, try reducing or eliminating the alcohol. It's also going to give your liver a break for 3 days from processing the alcohol that you consume. Your liver processes 90% of the alcohol that you consume. So whatever you drink, let's say it's a glass of wine, and there's nothing wrong with drinking a glass of wine, having a beer, whatever. But if you have that glass of wine, then your liver has to work or 2 glasses or 3 glasses or whatever it is, your liver has to work to eliminate 90% of that. You could give your liver a break for 3 days and let it work on getting rid of some other stuff. Your liver filters a lot of things through your body. You can give it a 3-day break by just for 3 days. And Sarah says, I only have wine on Friday nights, and she limits that. Perfect. Okay. So kind of limit or eliminate that just for 3 days. I'm only asking for 3 days. Okay, number 3, you might try something like the MIND diet, MIND. I talked about this a couple of years ago when my, oh my gosh, and Sarah says, it's my TGIF Friday night wine o'clock. We have a neighbor who instituted Wine Wednesdays where she used to live. Again, nothing wrong with it, but just for those 3 days, let's just try to lay off just for 3 days. Okay, but several years ago when my mother-in-law was diagnosed with dementia, we got some paperwork home on this thing called the MIND diet. And my mother-in-law's neurologist is a big time advocate for the MIND diet. Like, she was pushing it if she was going to be living at home. In its simplest form, it just means that the MIND diet includes foods that are brain healthy and wants you to cut out or reduce foods that are brain unhealthy. So while she would encourage anyone who is worried about developing a brain, about developing diseases like dementia, Alzheimer's, and a host of other brain debilitating, hello Melissa, a lot of other brain debilitating diseases, even following this theory of, of the food healthy, of the brain healthy food, and eliminating brain unhealthy food for just these 3 days while we're on this detox, it can knock some cobwebs out of your brain. I'm serious. It will make you feel, because we've done this before, and it just following the MIND diet for 3 days, it can seriously clear some of those cobwebs because it's getting rid of all that extra sugar and extra fat that we had this holiday season. And I will post the link, or Casey will actually post the link when she posts this on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and then search Exploring the MIND, M-I-N-D, diet, it will pull up and you can get a complete list of the foods that are on the MIND diet. But, I mean, it would be great if we could all follow that for a lifetime. But again, at least for 3 days, it will knock some cobwebs out. Okay, the next one is the subject that you all least like when I talk about it. And hopefully John has turned away. Poop. You're gonna have to. So you're just gonna have to do it. Okay. Nothing cleans out your gut, your discomfort, and even your attitude like making sure that you consume enough fiber and water to make sure you go number 2 all 3 of those days. Okay. I would prefer that you did it every single day. Case in point, our granddaughter Bo struggles in that area. Her sister not so much, but Bo struggles in that area. And when she gets a sour attitude, when she can't be, like nothing can make her happy, it usually takes us a little bit, but then we'll be like, wait, when was the last time she pooped? So yesterday, Bo was in a great mood. She'd been sick for a couple of days. She's had the same runny nose, a little bit of a cough that everybody has had. But she progressively, as the day went on, a little bit more irritable, just a little bit though, not bad. She went to sleep with me last night out in the camper because it's campy night every Saturday night. She was sleeping in the camper. All of a sudden, it was like 11:30 or 12 o'clock. She pops up screaming. I mean, absolutely screaming her head off. I can't get her calmed down. John can't get her calmed down. Her mother can't get her calmed down. John ended up putting her in the truck and riding her around for like an hour trying to get her calmed down. Nothing we did would calm her down. And then this morning, Casey went, oh my gosh, she didn't poop all day yesterday. So now, after some prune juice, so some fiber, and plenty of water to follow it up, she is in such a better mood. Okay, you all are not 2 years old, but I'm serious. Cleaning out some of that sludge that you've been putting in your body, during this Thanksgiving season, you need to poop. Okay, so whatever you got to do to make sure you get enough fiber and enough water. And yes, there is another chat for that. There's probably like three other chats for that to talk to you about what to eat and how to follow it up with some fluid to make sure that all that happens, because you don't want to eat the fiber and then not drink enough water, or then you get a different situation. Okay, so that's enough about that one, but you need to do it. And yeah, Sarah, it is sludge. It is sludge in your system. And again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I just pay attention. I ask a lot of questions, and just from following family members and knowing how these things work, you need to poop. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, ACE, the antioxidants. And by ACE, I mean vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E, ACE, vitamins A, vitamin C, and vitamins E, and some other great antioxidants like selenium, lycopene, lutein, and more can be found in berries, nuts, even cocoa, vegetables. Some spices have them. Even green tea has some amount of the highest antioxidants around. Eating antioxidants. So I'm not talking about taking vitamin A as a pill. I'm not talking about taking vitamin C as a pill, taking vitamin E as a pill, or taking any of these other antioxidants as a pill. Okay, blueberries. Barbara's exactly right. Blueberries. I'm not talking about taking them as a pill. If you take them as a supplement, that's great. That is fantastic. But I'm talking about eating them, putting them in your mouth, chewing them up yourself, and processing them in your body. So Barbara's exactly right. Blueberries is one of those. Anything that's going to be a dark leafy green, anything that's going to be mostly fruits and vegetables that have a lot of color to them. You know, you don't want just the same, like iceberg lettuce has little to no nutritional value because it's just so blah. It just doesn't contain a lot of this. So if you just think things that are brightly colored, that are vivid, you know, like peppers, the blueberries, things that are, again, bright colors. Barbara says spinach, exactly right. Those are going to be ways that you're going to get in vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E, ACE, ACE. And Mary has blueberries with her oatmeal. Perfect. Wait, so Mary, you're getting your ACE antioxidants and working in some sludge removal, working that in by putting blueberries with your oatmeal. Perfect. Just make sure you drink plenty of water with that. Lynn says spinach and kale. Those are perfect examples. So ACE those antioxidants, okay? Get as many, and that's a good thing to do every day, but get as many of them in as you can during this 3-day detox. Okay, number 6, skip the salt. Okay, skip the additional salt if you can for 3 days. Don't add salt to anything. So what I'm talking about, now you're going to eat fruits and vegetables that naturally have, some things naturally have salt. You know, they have naturally occurring sodium in them. And I think that was a chat from like 3 weeks ago, maybe. We talk about salt a lot too, so I'm sure you can go back to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and find a chat that contains chatting about salt. But skip the salt if you can for just the 3 days. Okay? Yeah, and Sarah says don't add salt with high blood pressure. Debbie says prep immunity shot drinks to have during the week. So Debbie, talk to us about an immunity shot drink. How would you prep that? What would you put in those? But if possible, reduce or eliminate any additional sodium. So like adding sodium in the form of a seasoning, in the form of just salt, anything like that, in the form of highly processed foods. So this is a great opportunity to kind of cut down on the processed foods. If you're following the MIND diet or something like that for 3 days, and if you're if you're acing the antioxidants, and if you're skipping the salt, you're probably not going to be eating things that come out of a box, that come out of a can, probably not, come out of a bag, unless it's a frozen fruit or vegetable. So kind of skip, or lower, eliminate, if you can, any additional sodium from your diet for those 3 days. So letting your body rest and process the naturally occurring sodium and whatever you've been holding on to out of your system. It can get some of your cellular functions back in sync, because they need to have the same amount of sodium, or they need to have the same negative and positive that they're supposed to have on either side of your cells to let some naturally occurring body functions happen. Again, you can kind of get yourself back into sync with that, and also you can get rid of some of that post-holiday bloat. So I don't know if y'all have noticed, but a lot of the foods that we eat at Thanksgiving do have heavy seasonings that contain sodium. They do have, some of them do contain, like highly processed things like that green bean casserole I was talking about with those little French fried onions on top. So salty, so salty. The salad that I made today has bacon on it. Bacon has salt on it. I mean, it's extra salty. So and you can feel bloated just from having that extra sodium. These last 4 days, we have eaten heavily sodium added things, even though we haven't I've not blown my my points. We've done pretty well this last 4 days, but so much sodium. Skipping the salt is going to help you to get rid of some of that that post-holiday bloat. Okay, number 7, veg out. You literally cannot eat enough vegetables during this simple detox. Okay, so for these 3 days, you cannot eat enough vegetables. If you want to roast them, if you want to stir fry them, if you want to eat them fresh, you cannot eat enough vegetables during this time. My detox cabbage soup, which is what I'll be making to eat on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search detox cabbage soup, that recipe is going to pop up. It's so easy to make. I mean, I buy bagged cabbage, like cabbage that's already shredded. I'm not sitting over there shredding cabbage. But I buy that, and it is, again, it's so stinking easy to make. The only thing that I'll probably add this year is I'm going to check to see if the bone broth that I bought, if it's lower sodium, but I'm going to make a big batch of that. I'm planning on making it in the Instant Pot, because I got to tell you, that's what that thing is for soup. It is so stinking easy for soup, and I made my green beans in it today. But anyway, veg out, veg out, veg out. You cannot eat enough veggies during this 3 days, okay? And the veggies have all those antioxidants. They have fiber. They have things that are going to, you know, help process, help get that sludge out of your system. They're just going to check off every single box. Kind of overdosing on vegetables is going to check every single box we're talking about. And let's see. Debbie says, okay, so for the shots that Debbie's talking about, it's ginger, orange juice, garlic, honey, cayenne pepper, turmeric, ACV. What is ACV? Also referred to as fire cider. What is that? Okay, so Debbie, if you will send me some more information, Barbara says raw cabbage will also make you go. Debbie, if you'll send me some more information on that, like if you'll just private message me, then, or send me a messenger message, then I will. Oh, apple cider vinegar. Okay. I'll make sure that we get, like, is there a recipe I can post for that, or what can I post for everybody that didn't make it here to talk to us tonight? So I need to be able to post that. So Debbie's saying ginger. So I'm assuming, is that fresh ginger? Like, is that freshly grated ginger? Orange juice, garlic. How much orange juice? Garlic, honey, cayenne pepper, turmeric, and apple cider vinegar. I have all of that except for ginger and orange juice, fresh, if it's fresh ginger. Okay, but anyway, Debbie, if you'll, okay, Debbie's going to send that to me. So she's going to send that to me, and we'll get that posted. And please make sure that, oh, Barbara says the fire cider is hard to drink. Is it, what do you think, Debbie? Is it hard to drink? Just out of curiosity. But, and Debbie, if there's somebody that we should credit for that recipe, please let me know, because I'll get Casey to post that. I'll get her to post it like as a separate recipe, but I need to go ahead and, you know, credit to somebody. Okay, and before I start choking, woo, hold on. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is H2O. H2O, H2O, or water. Regular water, not flavored water, not water with little packets in it, not fizzy seltzer water, not diet water, whatever that is, not water infused with tea or coffee, because that's tea or coffee. And yes, I'm encouraging you to drink green tea, but I also need you to push the water. Okay, water, push it, get it down, do whatever you have to do. But adding lemons or other citrus fruit, no sugar substitutes. We're not pushing any processed stuff into this. Remember, we're trying to kind of detox for those 3 days off of the processed things too. It can give the water an additional kick in the detox pants. Okay, so let's do this real quick. And Barbara, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I have here a water jug that I am getting prepped for tomorrow, and I am going to, well, hold on a second. Debbie says she made bone broth in the Instant Pot from the chicken carcass from Thanksgiving and packaged it in her super cubes. Perfect. So Debbie, you'll have to send me how to do that too. We did not have a turkey carcass from Thanksgiving since we went to my brother, so I'll have to figure something else out on that. But a few things that I'm going to put in my water, and again, this is just and I'm making a giant thing of it just because I'm going to be drinking this at work too, you know, even in the days leading up to Wednesday through Thursday. So once you make this, I would not recycle the water through it more than like a couple of times, because I'll refill this like, you know, twice. So a couple of days is good. I'm putting some cucumbers in here. You don't want to leave this in the refrigerator more than a couple of days, or it's going to get funky. But and I can see that Debbie has already shared something with me. Maybe it's the fire water. We're just going to call it that. But I also need to know how to make the bone broth. Thank you very much, Debbie. So I'm going to put some cucumbers in here. Cucumbers are a great way to detox. You can also eat the cucumbers, but they are great. They're a great diuretic, great for getting the extra water out. So I'm going to put some of those in. You don't have to prep it like this. You can just wait and do your water, as you're getting ready to drink it. I do not have that luxury. Here at work, I have to make it, make a couple of days in advance or it's not going to happen. This also makes for a prettier, more pleasing, presentation, makes me more likely to drink it. The lemons do help, they do help with that. You can also drink hot lemon water. So I'm going to put some lemons in here. So I've already got cucumber. I'm going to put some lemons in there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a navel orange. Again, just some of those citrus things. And again, we're not putting any sugar in this. We're not putting any, I guess y'all could watch me cut if you wanted to. We're not putting any not lemons. We're not putting any, no additives, like no sugary sweeteners, no things like that. So we're going to do some lemons. And I think I just said this, but if you can also do like hot lemon water, works really, really well. I sip on cold water all day long at work. So this is really going to help. And then here, I think it was Barbara, that mentioned this. I'm going to throw in some blueberries. Here we go with some blueberries. Ooh, and Barbara says hot lemon and ginger with honey will clean you out. Let me grab my little bit of water to go in there that I did not bring over here with me. I will be right back. Sorry, I'm going to make just a little bit of noise. Do not go away. Don't go anywhere. Just grabbing my water. I will wait and fill the rest of this up after I let you all go. But I have rabbit poop ice in here from Sonic. So I've got that in the bottom. Then I have some cucumbers, lemons, part of a navel orange, and some blueberries. All ACE antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E. All in something that I'm going to drink. Again, no artificial sweeteners, no sweeteners. We're going to let the fruits and the cucumbers do that themselves. It's really good with mint too, if you wanted to add some mint. Another great way to add, some of those ACE antioxidants to your system. So I'm going to make a nice little jug of this. I'll post pictures of that tomorrow when I get done. But yeah, just another great way to get that water in. So push the water, push the water, push the water. So whatever you have to do to squeeze in this 3-day detox, you don't have to do all of these things. You don't have to do all 8 things. You could do 1 or 2, but I highly encourage you just to do something. Oh, I'm sorry. And John brought me the ice. So John wanted to be recognized that he went to Sonic and brought me the ice. And yes, he did. And I actually sent him a text message that said I needed him to pick up this fruit while he was getting the prune juice for Casey, for Bo. And I said, I need a navel orange, I need 6 or 7 lemons, 2 cucumbers, which he did a good job. I said, I already have blueberries, don't worry about that. And I said, but if you really love me, I need a bag of Sonic ice. So look, he must really love me because he came back with a huge bag of Sonic rabbit poop ice. But anyway, this is going to be my drink for the rest of this week. I've got plenty with what he brought me to make this for the entire week. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be full of those ACE antioxidants. It's going to be a great diuretic. It's going to be yummy, 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 and it's going to get me on a great kickstart to my 3-day detox. So again, I hope you'll try some of this. I hope you will, give yourself the, give yourself permission to go ahead and just, get ready. Just get rid of Thanksgiving. It's done. It's over. It was great, but let's get rid of it and let's move on to the rest of this holiday season. So I hope you all had a great time tonight. I did too. I've got lots of ice left over if anybody needs to come and enjoy any ice. I could fill this whole thing up with it. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. And this will be posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com here in a couple of days. Again, the Mind Diet, that full list for the Mind Diet is already posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Also, the cabbage soup recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Just search detox cabbage soup and you can find that. But y'all have a great week. I enjoyed being here again. We are rested from all of our gravel shoveling and deck building and ready to go for next week. But I will see you all next time. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll grab that recipe from Debbie and get it shared as soon as I can. But y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.